Hello everyone, haven't been live for a while, so I thought I would come live in kind of tribute, that's how we can even say it, in tribute to what I've recently been sharing about the recent job that I got, and also because this Thursday I'm going to be running a free masterclass called The Way, where I'm going to be sharing in more detail about how I manifested this amazing opportunity and how manifestation truly works. Because, hi Sharon! Because what we're taught about manifestation is that we're taught to have dreams, desires, wishes, but I mean, name someone that you admire, name someone that you for want of a better word, look up to, and you see, and they've done incredible things in their life, and you're just like, whoa, like, how did that even happen? This is crazy. I was watching yesterday Viola Davis, hi Cooley, Viola Davis's documentary interview, let's say, with Oprah, and Viola Davis, and I just ordered her book on Amazon. She has the most incredible story. What sets her story apart from other stories that I've heard is that she surrendered. And you hear people talk about surrender a lot because we all know it's the truth, right? We all know truth. Like, control is an illusion. Control is not real. It's a fabrication. So we all know that what is required of us is to surrender. But within that, what it takes, what it demands of us in surrendering is a complete relinquishing of control. And that is the part that is both terrifying and so uncomfortable. The reason why I'm starting this live with talking about this is because in the manifestation, the co-creation of this opportunity of me working with this billionaire, and I'm going to be talking about this in my free masterclass this Thursday that's called The Way, so come along if you want. I'm only going to be on here for like 20 minutes or so I won't be able to go into much detail, but I'll be doing like a 90-minute masterclass on Thursday, so you can join through the caption. I'll put a link in there. But the reason why I'm sharing this as such a powerful example is because this was not a desire of mine. This was not something that was on my radar. This was not something that I thought, oh, I really want that. And what we're conditioned, I mean, comment below. If you're on the live replay, come and say hello. If you have been raised to have dreams, wishes, desires, to go after what you want, it's all from control. God, source, the universe, has far greater plans in store for you than your mind could ever, your human could ever comprehend. Now, God made you human, God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, made you human so that you could manifest that divine destiny into a tangible form, into this 3D reality, because this 3D reality is, you know, everything is 3D. We live in form. Your divine destiny, what is meant for you, your soul's path, is far, I cannot say this enough, is like, if only you knew, and I'm sure on some level you do know, how crazy your divine destiny is, how insane it is what is available to you, and not even what you think, because that's your mind and your ego, and your mind and ego only knows the past, but what is actually available, like the infinite potentiality that is the universe. Like, that's not just some pretty funny, cutesy little thing that people say in spirituality. That is the truth. I heard the other day that Einstein was super spiritual. course he was, because he was a man of energy. He studied energy. He knew the truth. He knew the truth. That energy always precedes form. Energy is all that's real. And this 3D reality is a shadow reality. Everything you see, when you shine a light, this ring light, it's, you know, see how the shadow, it's called creating a shadow. It's creating a shadow. Yeah, you can see the shadow. That's the same as this 3D reality. It's a shadow reality. What most people try and do is they try and change the 3D reality from a place of control and manipulation, which is an illusion. And the hardest part, I won't say the hardest, the most uncomfortable part about this work is that you are required to go through your ego to, for instance, get to the point that I'm at. I had to go through my ego. I still have to go through my ego. Was my ego happy about this opportunity? Not really. I mean, it came up with tons of reasons why I shouldn't work with this billionaire, and it tried to talk me out of it. But I devoted, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in Thursday's masterclass, unconditional devotion, where you devote no matter what. And then this is where purification comes in, because you get to purify through sitting with, you get to purify the emotion that comes up around it. So for me, fear, doubt, confusion, anxiety, it's not about changing those emotions. It's not about fixing those emotions. Purification is about sitting with those emotions so that they can move through you, because all emotions are energy in motion. I had to sit with the emotions that I had around this opportunity. But no matter how intense the fear was, how debilitating, how much my ego and my mind was trying to talk me out of this opportunity, I was going to unconditionally devote to this opportunity. Why? Because it came to me. And I know with certainty, because it's the truth, it's the only truth, that God, source, the universe, has far greater, grander plans in store for me than I could even fathom, dream up, think of. So why would I get in the way? It doesn't make sense anymore for me to get in the way. It doesn't make sense for me to go about controlling and manipulating circumstances, trying to work things out. Doesn't make sense to me. Because time and time again, I am manifesting, co-creating these opportunities that are insane. And sure, I understand what people say in regards to co-creation. You can't just sit there on your ass and do nothing. Totally. And this is where I'm going to be explaining on Thursday in my free masterclass about the process of purification and devotion. Because devotion is where the action comes in. The job, this opportunity, this contract, couldn't have just landed in my lap. I mean, it did land in my lap, but I had to devote to it in going to be interviewed about it. So you see how it's a co-creation. You see how it came to me. It came to me. I devoted to it. And then I purified the emotion around it. Because, like I say, who am I to get in the way? Who is my human to get in the way of what God, source, the universe, my soul, the divine has in store for me? That is ultimate self-sabotage. And I will not do that to myself anymore. It's the simple way. It's not the comfortable way. And I always joke, be careful what you wish for. Because as Abraham Hicks says, ask and it will goddamn sure be given. It will be given. It may not be in the way you like it. Actually, most of the time, if not all the time, it won't be how you like it. Because how you like it, how you want it to go, is your mind, is your ego that only knows the past. So when you're constantly merging with your mind and your ego, with your dreams, with your wants, with your desires, with your wishes, you're constantly creating more of the past. You're saying up here consciously, I want to have a transformation. I want things to change. I want my life to change. But there's another narrative happening. There's another story happening. And that story is happening because you won't give up control. Surrender is giving up. Hi, Faith. Surrender is giving up control. And that's not, like I say, that's not some cutesy little thing, little spiritual cute thing that we talk about. No, it's gritty. It's intense. It's dark night of the soul. It will take you to your deepest, darkest fears. But guess what? Fears are an illusion anyway. Like I said, this opportunity with the billionaire, oh my, Faith, that's why you're here listening to me. Manifested it. Love it. You devoted. Ta-da! And you've got Christ in your name. Faith, oh my God, Faith Christ. Of course. Duh. I love that. So what I was saying, Faith, is that God's source, the universe, has far greater, grander plans in store for you, which is what I call your divine destiny. Your soul's path, whatever you want to call it. Different strokes for different folks. It's all the same. It's just got different names. So you get to a point. This live was so spontaneous, and now I need water because my throat chakra is tingling right now. Jeez. You get to a point where it doesn't make sense to be in control anymore. That is when you know that you are unplugging. That is when you know that you're exiting the matrix, because you're like, why would I even do that? Does that mean that the temptation's not there? Absolutely not. The temptation will still be there. The temptation to merge with the illusion of control will still be there. You'll still feel like, oh, but has anyone seen the film The Matrix? The Matrix looks pretty nice. The illusion looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. Feels pretty good. So you're like, oh, you're always getting sucked back into the illusion. But the more, it's like, I call it the rubber band phase. The more, hi, Melissa, the more you get to the other side, so to speak, to the truth, the more you're like, it's just not making sense anymore. Like, you can see through. You know what it's like, guys? Oh my gosh, this is such a good analogy. It's literally like being with someone and then you realize their true colors and you realize, I don't want to be with this person anymore. And then they start like presenting all these things to you and you're like, how did I not see that before? Like, and it's just like one thing after another, like red flags. But you're like, I've been with this person for 3 years and like, how did I not see that? Because you were in the illusion. It's the exact same thing with the Matrix. You're in the illusion of your conditioning, of all of our conditioning, of the collective conditioning, of the illusion of control. And when you, oh my gosh, my throat, when you start to awaken, you realize that control is an illusion and it no longer makes sense to be in that illusion. You're like, now I see how it's such self-sabotage. Like, now I see how I am getting in the way. Like, for me, it doesn't make sense anymore to have desires because I know with certainty, because it's the truth, that desires are coming from what we know. It makes far more sense to me at this point to devote to what comes to me, like this opportunity that my ego was, of course, trying to talk me out of. It makes far more sense to devote to what comes to me. And then my job, aside from the devotion, is to purify the emotion that comes up around that. Because what happens with most people is that all day, every day, life is trying to present you with opportunities. People, things, places, connection, like whatever it is. It could a whole infinite potential, right? So it could be a whole plethora of things that you are manifesting, that you are co-creating. What we do is that we get up in our mind and our ego and we're like, oh no, but that doesn't align with my desire. Oh no, I don't want that. Oh no, but that could lead to that. Oh no, I don't want that. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. And it's like, but you did. But you did. That's why it's here, because you asked for it. Ask and it is given. It's not, hi Miranda, it's not ask and it's only given if your ego likes it. No, it's ask and it is given. If you ask for opportunities, opportunities are going to come your way. Are you in charge? Are you in control of what those opportunities are? Are you in control of how it goes? If you think you are, then you are living in illusion, my friend. I'll be straight with you. You are merged with illusion, because our human don't know shit. All our human knows is the past. Hi, Kristen. So if you keep merging with the past, you are going to keep in having desires, in going with what's familiar. You are going to keep recreating the past, all the while consciously you're like, but no, I want my life to change. I have these big dreams. Reality check. Dreams, wishes, desires are all products of your mind and your ego. They're all programming. They're all being programmed from your past. There's a quote in the Bible. I'm not like religious, but I do like certain religious teachings, because scripture has a lot of truth if you look beyond the interpretation. If you look for the truth, you'll find the truth. And it basically says, give up control and God will lead you to green pastures, basically heaven on earth. Like, give up control and you will receive heaven on earth. The most uncomfortable part about this work, yes, Kristen, exactly. The most uncomfortable part about this work, from what I know from my own experiences and from my clients, is that you have to go through your ego. That's the hardest part, because in order to manifest, co-create this opportunity working with this billionaire, I had to go through my ego. It wasn't all just like, la-di-da, woo-hoo. No. Anyone that you know that has co-created the most miraculous life for themselves, I hate to break it to you, honey, but it didn't go like that. It did not go like that. It went like, opportunity arose, opportunity came, they devoted to it, and then all the shit came up. All the fear, all the doubt, all the conditioning, all the past, it's like Pandora's box. It's like everything comes up and you're like, this is where sovereignty comes in. Sovereignty is not some fluffy, cutesy word. Sovereignty is, I can't even put sovereignty into words. Like, sovereignty is self-responsibility and accountability for yourself, for your soul, and for your life, which means that in every single dang moment of your life, every moment, every day, you have to be aware. Sovereignty is awareness. Sovereignty comes from awareness. You have to be aware, because your ego, your mind, is going to constantly be coming through the back door. Now, the mind and the ego is not a villain. It's just been given the wrong job. So we're giving it the right job. We're firing it from its job that it's had for a little while. It was wrongly promoted. And we're demoting it, and we're putting it into the role that it was meant to be in the whole time. So we're not killing the mind. We're not killing the ego. That's not what this is about. But this is about opportunities are finding you in every single moment of every single day, because that is freaking life. That is what life's about. That is why you are on this planet. Like, again, that is not something cute that I say. It's not something cute that I say, that it is a miracle that you are here, that you chose to be here, that you were chosen to be here, and that it is a blessing and a freaking miracle that you are here. Like, that is the truth. And opportunities that are guiding you and aligning you to your soul's path, to your soul's destiny, are finding you in every single moment of every single day. Exactly. All power is within. Sovereignty is choosing liberation. Yes, it's a choice. God gave us why were we given free will? So that we could have choice. What choices are you making? And not just big choices, not just simple things like, what am I eating? Hi, Dimple. But in every single moment of every single day, what are you choosing? What are you merging with? Because Faith, exactly, our mind and our ego are our protector parts. They don't know any better. But we get to have and develop and cultivate, like a beautiful diamond, sovereignty. When we start to know better, we do better, and we develop the sovereignty to know that our mind and ego is just trying to protect us, and that it is an illusion. And that with me, for instance, with this opportunity with the billionaire, that I would not let it stop me from devoting. Instead, this is sovereignty. I sat with the emotion. I sat with the fear, with the doubt, with the overthinking. I didn't try and change it. I didn't try and fix it. I don't use rituals or tools or anything like that. I sat with the emotion, because emotion is energy in motion, and it just wants to move through your body. That's it. It's like whack-a-mole. It's coming up to be purified so that you can do the damn business that you are meant to do in this life, so that you can live the soul-aligned path meant for you, that you chose when your soul incarnated this earth. Ease and effortlessness is accessible to you right now, in every moment. I mean, now is all that exists anyway. But what is also available to you, because you have free will and therefore have choice, is your mind and your ego, is protection, or the illusion of protection, is the illusion of control. Now, with this billionaire opportunity, this is something completely new to me. It's working for an investment company. I'm not even sure if I can do the job. All my fears are coming up. My fear of judgment, my fear of will I fit in, my fear of the masculine, my fear of the feminine, like all of my fears are coming up. I could have like most people do, I could have let that talk me out of it and stuck to what's safe and comfortable and just said, oh, you know what? No, I'll just stick to my coaching business because that's what's comfortable. That's what's safe. All the while, God, source, the universe, if we were to personify it, would be like, hello, what are you doing? Like, asking it is given. You asked and I gave it to you. I am giving to you, I'm serving it to you on a silver platter. But because you don't like it, because it doesn't feel safe, because it doesn't feel comfortable, because it doesn't align with what's familiar, you're like, oh no, shut it down, avoid it. shut up, reject it, reject the opportunity. This is not to judge or shame yourself for your past and to say and to think, oh my gosh, what of all the opportunities I've missed in my life because I didn't devote to them. Because like I said, God's source, the universe, is delivering you opportunities in every single moment of every single day. What is meant for you won't pass you by. And that again is not what is meant for you by divine right won't pass you by. That's not some cute little quote that I got off Pinterest. That is the truth. What is meant for you won't pass you by. The only way that it will pass you by, and does pass people by, people's dreams, not even dreams, people's divine destiny, things that people didn't even comprehend. This is why I say unconditional devotion, because you have to unconditionally devote to what comes to you and purify the emotion around it. Because what is coming to you is God's work, it's God's plan, it's your divine destiny, it's your soul's path. And you are far greater, grander things are coming to you in every single moment than your mind or your ego could even comprehend. So give it up. Give up. I don't want to say give up the mind and the ego, but give up desire. Give up desire. Give up wants. Give up your dreams. I should write a post about that. Give up your dreams, because your dreams are programmed by the past, and God's plan, God's divine destiny has far greater things in store for you than you could ever comprehend, than you could fathom, than you could dream of, than you could wish for. So it's no longer, like I said to you, it's no longer going to make sense for you to have desires, dreams, wishes, wants, goals, because you realize that, I can't even explain it, but your divine destiny is it's in the realms of infinite potentiality. How could your mind, your ego possibly know? Because it doesn't have access. Your mind and your ego only has access to the past. It doesn't have access to infinite potentiality. Your soul does. Your connection to God, source, the universe. So give up on trying to manifest through your mind and your ego, through dreams, through wants, through desires, through comfort, through familiarity, because you're going to continue to keep perpetuating the past. And I'm going to be talking in more detail about this in my free masterclass this Thursday called The Way. So come and join us. It's going to be incredible. I'm really excited because, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this topic. And I did a recent Facebook, Instagram post summarizing this if you want to check that out as well. So basically, give up the old way of manifesting and start unconditionally devoting to what comes to you, no matter what, and purify the emotion around it. Even if it doesn't make sense, you bloody well go with it. You go with it, okay? And purify what comes up around it so that you can devote to it. Because control is an illusion. The only truth is the unknown. The womb of the universe, the empty womb of the universe, everything and nothing all in one. The abyss, darkness, it's the only truth. It really is the only truth. So surrender, control. And when I say that not some cutesy thing, I say that as it's intense, but it's necessary, because control is an illusion. You have to go through your ego, which is why purification is so necessary, because your ego is going to throw all your fears at you to try and stop you, because that's its job. It's valid. Come on Thursday to my free masterclass called The Way. It's going to be amazing. The link is in the caption. And I'm going to be going into more detail about what I've been talking about today, about other manifestations. I'm going to be sharing loads of stories, evidence, examples for you guys to get on board with this, to see, know, feel, remember that this is the truth. and that what we are taught with goals, wishes, wants, desires is all bullshit. It doesn't make sense to have or align with any of that anymore, because it's all based on the past anyway. Do you want to keep reliving the past? I don't think so. I think you want change. I think you want transformation. And I know that's the paradox of being human, that we want change, but we're also terrified of it at the same time. That it's our very existence, but we're also, it's the thing we most fear. That is where the purification is so necessary. If you're interested as well in how to purify, I spoke about it in my free 3-day group Telegram thing. So you can message me and I can send you the link, because you can catch up on the messages in there, because we talk a lot about purification and devotion in there. Also come to the free masterclass on Thursday, where I'm going to be talking about how to purify, how to devote, more examples of like what it looks like in real life, because I'm very practical. I like to make things very practical, because this is life. We came here for the human experience. God made us human so that we could co-create with God's source, the universe, but we can't do that through ego. And it's not about killing off the ego, but it's about not merging with it so that it can return to its right job. Because God created, hi Terry, because God created everything. So it's about our mind and our ego returning to their origin state, and us returning to our origin state of devoting to our divine destiny, devoting to our soul's path, and purifying whatever gets in the way. Whatever blocks get in the way. Fear, doubt, any overthinking. When I talk about purification, I don't talk about mindset work or any tools or rituals or techniques. I keep things very simple. Purification is about sitting with what is, acceptance of what is, awareness of what is. Whatever, thank you. I know it's gonna be wild, Terry. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, as I was sharing earlier, it was like, oh my gosh, it was so scary to devote to this. That's what I've been talking about in this live, like the unconditional devotion, because all my fears were coming up. Fear of judgment, fear of the masculine, fear of, things that, like the unknown, fear of the unknown when you start something new, fear of making mistakes, fear of, can I do the job, fear of, am I good enough? Like all of these fears were coming up. But like I said, I devoted to it unconditionally. And the reason why, this is where purification is so necessary. The only reason why I was able to devote to this opportunity, and it was able to materialize in the week and a half of anxiety that I had, that it did, is because of purification. I wouldn't have been able to devote without that, without knowing that my emotions are an illusion, that they may feel real, but they're a byproduct of my past, and that they're just protecting me and trying to keep me safe. But equally, I'm not going to allow them to. I'm not going to allow my emotions to and my fears, the illusion of fear and the illusion of control, and my attachments to the past and to what's familiar, I'm not going to allow that to dictate what I do moving forward. I'm not going to allow that to sabotage me. I'm not going to allow that to get in the way of the reason why I am here, of co-creation, of unconditional devotion. And this is where I was saying it doesn't make sense for me anymore to have dreams, wants, wishes, or desires, because honestly, I'm not even sure what this opportunity is about. I'm not even really sure what I'm doing, but I know the meaning of it. Part of it is that it is evidence for me. It is showing me that what is in my field, what I am in alignment with. And I could never have thought up, dreamt up, visualized this, wished for this, because it wasn't on my radar as a human. It was on my radar as my soul. And this is why, like, if you be careful what you wish for, because if you want to live out your divine destiny, if you want to merge with your soul's path and live out your soul's path on this planet, you are going to have to relinquish control. And that is the hardest part, like I said, is going through your ego. That is the hardest part of this whole process, because all your fears are going to come up for your highest good. Everything happens for you, not to you. Your fears are going to come up to be purified. To be purified. Okay? So it's not an inconvenience. Hi, Miranda. It's not an inconvenience that these emotions come up when an opportunity comes and you're like, oh my gosh, can I do it? Do I want this? This isn't what I expected. All these reasons, they're trying to talk you out of it. There's a reason why all of that's coming up, where all of that emotion's coming up, all of those fears, they're coming up to be purified. So don't suppress, don't resist, don't avoid, don't try and fix or change your emotional state. It's not coming up to be fixed or changed or suppressed or resisted. It's coming up to be dissolved. And that happens through moving through you. Like, I've had clients who have done all the rituals, the tools, the strategies for inner work, and then they come to me and I say, it's simple, it's about sitting with what is, and they're like, what? And they start doing that, and then they're like, whoa, it just happens. It just moves through you. And then you feel the highest high afterwards. I'm like, yep. That's the reason why people are addicted to shopping, sex, alcohol, drugs, because they're looking for that high. But that high, that ecstatic bliss, is our natural state. That is like, I imagine how childbirth feels. An orgasm. It's the intersection of pleasure and, well, I've never spoken about this before. It's the intersection of pleasure and pain, ecstatic bliss. So it's like, I'm really scared, but I'm, it's the feeling you get after you've sat with the emotion that's trying to move through you, and you just sit with it and you allow for it to move through you for as long as it takes, and you devote to the purification, and then you feel so good afterwards. You feel orgasmic, because that is the vibration, that is the frequency of the universe, and that is your natural state. This whole like awakening and returning home and remembrance is remembering, returning home to your natural state, which is ecstatic bliss. It's not about raising your vibration. That's, all those tools and techniques are a load of bullshit. It's not about raising your vibration. Your vibration is naturally raised as a byproduct of you dissolving what is of lower vibration. Again, you don't need to look for what is of lower vibration. That's bullshit. That's the Matrix has taught us that. We don't need to do that either. Life is happening for you, not to you. Life is giving you opportunities, not only opportunities to devote to in terms of like things that are going to manifest in your life. Well, everything's manifesting, so that's a bad way of putting it. But opportunities also come in the form of bad things happening, because it's bringing up all of this emotion. And I say good and bad in quotation marks, because that's our perception. Nothing is good or bad, everything is neutral. But good and bad triggers are coming up to be purified. So God's source universe is always presenting us with opportunities. Some of them we like, some of them we don't like, but then we purify our preferences around it as well. Because it is really about getting out of your own way. And getting out of your own way is not just some, again, cutesy thing that I say. It's like, it's real. It's the truth. Getting out of your own way is surrendering control, is sovereignty. Like I was talking about earlier in the slide, you might want to watch it from the start. Sovereignty is awareness over yourself, is the discernment between ego and soul, is the discernment between your human, between your mind and your spirit, and knowing the difference, because soul and ego are like identical twins. They look very similar, and the ego likes to disguise itself as soul. So you develop your discernment, and this is not, again, about villainizing or demonizing the ego or the mind, because it was created for us, but it's about starving it of its power, because we keep feeding it its power through merging with it, through merging with our emotions and trying to fix and change them, through merging with our wants and desires, through trying to make them happen, through traditional manifestation. That was never the way it was meant to be. The mind and ego was meant to keep us safe and to be a problem solver, yes, but it was never meant to dictate, control our life. That was never meant to be the case. What was meant to be the case was our divine destiny, was our soul's path. Okay, so give up your dreams, wants, and desires. No, that sounds crazy, but I promise you, it is the best thing you could do, because it's the only truth. The ultimate only truth is that you have a divine destiny, and you could never, your mind or ego could never comprehend or materialize that. It could never. So co-creation is not, let me get up in my mind trying to manipulate and control and see how this works. It's not like that. Co-creation is, let me sit back, surrender, see what comes to me, devote to it unconditionally, purify the emotion around it, rinse and repeat all day, every moment of the day. Purify, devote, purify, devote, purify, devote, purify, devote. That's it. That is it. That's life. That's the game of life. It's simple. It's the ego is complicated everything, because it's the ego is essentially anything that's not the truth. It's our conditioning, our own, the matrix, society. So really need to get a drink now. I didn't bring water up to do this live, which was a very silly idea. But I got the download to go live. I was like, go live. I'll talk about that more on Thursday, maybe like discernment of soul and ego, because I know I touched on that today, but this feels complete for today. Come and join on Thursday for my free masterclass called The Way, where I'm going to be talking about how manifestation truly works. Hi Isabella. And how I've manifested this opportunity, as well as loads of other amazing opportunities in my life, and be giving you lots of examples and evidence of the truth, how the truth materializes, and the steps you can follow, because I know we love steps, the how to, so to speak, and yeah, real talk. So come on Thursday. You can join the free masterclass through the caption. I'm gonna be serving up pure truth. That's it, in a nutshell, because there is just so much bullshit. There's just so much bullshit. So yeah, gonna be cutting through the bullshit, getting through to the truth, and yeah, it's not gonna be comfortable. It's simple. It's even easy, but it's not comfortable. So I was about to say get ready, but you'll never feel ready, because that's your ego talking. Your soul has always been ready. Your soul was born ready. Your soul just is. So yeah, give up your dreams, wants, wishes, and desires, and come on Thursday to learn all about how you can merge with your divine destiny. And that is obviously through giving up on your mind, ego in your manifestations, and through giving it its correct job. So see you on Thursday. Goodbye.